Up Gunners.
For life! I won't die.
You will not die. As an Arsenal fan, how are you feeling at the moment?
I feel ecstatic. It was a very, very tough match because it was very, very dicey. West Ham knew what they came to do. It was their home. Arsenal were away. Arsenal knew that all we needed was a win. Not necessarily the goal difference, but we needed a win to win this match. And a clean sheet would have been really good as well. But West Ham were really, really compact. In the first half, they defended very, very well. They kept their nerve. They didn't want to concede at all. And then it was becoming a problem. Ben White coming out of the game was a major problem for us because we had to switch tactics and many other problems in between. But this was one of the toughest matches that has ever happened in the Arsenal football history, because that Matheus Fernandes ball that he lost, if he had scored it, he would have been chasing a draw. That would have been the end of the actual match. But that Raya save was top notch. It was marvelous. It was absolutely.
This Raya is, on top of the world, at the moment. He did some, made some remarkable saves, even in the first half.
Yes.
So let's talk about the changes that Arteta made.
I was watching the first half at home, and when Ben White had an injury, I was expecting Christian Mosquera to come in. And then I didn't see Mosquera. I saw that he removed Calafiori, I think, and then he brought in Zubimendi, which made me feel like, Declan Rice was going to be playing the 2 position. That was a bit of a problem because Rice couldn't control the midfield or dictate the pace of
play. He was being brought to the left side.
So he had to cover. He was a makeshift defender. But when the second half changed and then he removed Calafiori and put Marcellus Kelly back at left back, allowing Declan Rice to return back into the midfield, I was praying that Zubimendi needed to be taken off, because Zubimendi was not needed for this match. As good as he is, or as good as he was not needed for this match. So my problem was, was he going to remove Zubimendi that they had just put in? Because sometimes when coaches do that, when they saw players, it can destroy their morale. But I saw that Zubimendi didn't mind. He was good. He was happy to come off.
So he himself knows at stake. So it's all about winning.
And even when he removed Eze for Odegaard, everybody was happy to come off. There was no drama. Everybody knew what the goal was. The goal was to score a goal and win the match. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. The tactic was on point. The formation was on point. This is one of the football matches where you can clearly see that Arteta got his tactics spot on. Because in the first half, when we were playing against West Ham did not have a low block. We had chances, we created chances, and then we almost scored. But when it got to the second half and West Ham saw that they were already holding a nil-nil draw, they sat back and started to defend. And against a low block, Eze is not so influential in breaking down low blocks. We desperately needed Odegaard. And when Odegaard came in, he began to shift the players a little bit forward, and West Ham defenders a little bit backward. And at the end of the day, he got the assist. He was influential for the goal. Odegaard was very much influential in breaking down.
So as it stands, Arsenal are on top of the log, I think, leading with 3 points. 5 points. Okay, we are standing at the moment. So remaining 2 games to go. So Arteta has, he said something about taking the games, as it comes, as a final. So what are you hoping to see in the next 2 games for Arsenal to eventually lift the trophy?
As a dedicated Arsenal fan who watches a lot of football punditry and analysis, one thing I can say very clearly is that many pundits who didn't peep Arsenal for the league or peeped Arsenal for the league said one clear statement: if Arsenal beat West Ham, Arsenal win the league. Because we knew what we were coming from. West Ham were fighting for their survival. Arsenal was fighting for the trophy. We both had something to play for. Burnley is our next match. Burnley does not really have anything to play for. They are relegated. They are done. And then we have Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I do not expect Crystal Palace to field a full team because they are fighting for the Conference League trophy. Exactly. So everybody has a role to play in that manner of speaking.
That one is now down to Arsenal. If Arsenal now bottled it.
As an Arsenal fan, if we do not win the 2 matches on ground, we do not deserve to win the league. It is as clear as day. If we do not win the next 2 matches, we do not deserve to win the league. Because
I don't want to, I don't want to be a negative somebody, but peradventure happens to turn out to, for Arsenal to eventually bottle it. How are you gonna feel as a fan?
I would feel grossly disappointed because more often
being this close.
Yes, more often than not, in the 3 seasons where we came second back to back, we were always so close. The very first time we got the second, we were so close yet so far. Yes, as at match day 32, Saliba had an injury, Thomas Partey had an injury, and from there Arsenal capitulated, we collapsed. And then in the second season, we kept on having key players having injuries at key moments that we couldn't get over the line. And for the first time this season, Arsenal bought reinforcements to keep us there. And this is one of the most nerve-wracking matches I've watched this season. And Arsenal one thing we say in football for many times is people say Arsenal play beautiful football, but we don't get the job done. This time around, we didn't necessarily play beautiful football, but we got the job done. 3 points, clean sheets. That is all we need. And this game, we got it done. So if we do not win the league, on the off chance that we do not win the league, it will be grossly disappointing. And then the pain from the banter of other fans will be really Chelsea fans for that matter. Chelsea fans are after my life.
They won't get it.
They will not get it. They will not get it. If Arsenal win the double, let your cameraman. But I told the mic, at the Arsenal fans, thou shalt not sleep.
We shall.
No, you will sleep. He will sleep. The rest of everybody on social media will not sleep. But honestly speaking, I've seen many things online. Many Arsenal fans who have said some quite ridiculous statements that have made other fans hate us. Because if we are being honest, there are other rival fans who want to see Arsenal actually win a trophy, either the Premier League or the Champions League.
The dominance of City is too much. Of course.
There are many fans who are rooting for us, but there are also some Arsenal fans that make it terrible and make it hard for other fans to believe in us. Because some Arsenal fans can really say rubbish from time to time. But really, if we win the league, we will paint the town red. They will know.
Everywhere will be red.
Everywhere will be red, my brother.
Say something to that faithful out there.
To all the Arsenal faithfuls, thank you for your patience, thank you for your understanding, thank you for your belief, thank you for not giving up on the Arsenal Football Club. It has been a long way coming. The Premier League title for 22 years, the Champions League title in our history, none has been won yet, I understand that, but let us keep the patience, let us keep the faith, let us keep hoping, let us keep believing that we will get it over the final line and we will win it. Up Gunners.
Football Fans Fantasy on Facebook, on TikTok and on YouTube. Thank you very much.